Hello boys and girls, welcome to your Wednesday math lesson. This is Saxon lesson 28, which will look very familiar to you because we learned about this in the beginning of the year. This is a fun week because we're reviewing a lot of things we already learned, but it's going to be good to just go over them again. So today I want to talk about dimes and pennies. So if I said you could have one of these coins, which one would you rather have? Right, you would want a dime because a dime is worth more than a penny. So remember, a dime is the littlest silver coin, and it has Teddy Roosevelt on the front. He was our 32nd president of the United States. And then the branches on the back, we talked about these, made little booklets about them in the beginning of the year. So the little silver coin with the ridged edges. And then the penny is the only copper coin that we have. So there we have Abe Lincoln, our 16th president. So penny, even though it's smaller in size than a dime, even though it's smaller in size than a penny, it's actually worth more. Do you remember how many pennies equal one dime? 10 cents. Excellent. So if you were to look at that, 10 pennies, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, is the same thing as one dime. They equal each other. So we're going to practice counting coins, and we're going to start by dimes. So dimes are worth 10 cents. Right? This is 10 cents. Now, let's practice. If we're counting dimes, what should we be counting by? We're counting by tens, right? So we have 10, 20, count with me, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So this is 100 cents. What that would look like is 100 cents, which is the same thing as $1. So give you a little testimony. And then the way I'm going to start writing the amount in dimes is going to help you see dimes and pennies and refresh your brain on how that looks with dimes and pennies. So let's say I want 40 cents in dimes. How many dimes will I need? Let's count by tens till we get to 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. So 4 dimes equals 40 cents. That's 4 dimes and how many pennies? 0 pennies, right? So the 0, this is our tens, this is our ones column. It stands for the pennies. So 40 cents has 0 pennies, but 4 dimes. Good. Now what if I wanted to see 70 cents? Let's count by tens till we get to 70 cents. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dimes and 0 pennies. Good, let's try one more with counting dimes. Show me 30 cents. 10, 20, count with me, 30. How many dimes do you see? 1, 2, 3 dimes and 0 pennies. Excellent. Now, let's add a little trickaroni. Instead of 30, let's say we have 36 cents. How will we figure this out? Well, this 3 in the tens column tells us that we have 3 dimes. 10, 20, 30. That's 1, 2, 3. How many pennies do we have? This 6 in the ones column tells us we have 6 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. So now we have 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Great job. I'll clear my board. Let's try a different amount. Let's say we have 52 cents. How many dimes and pennies can I use to show 52 cents? The 5 tells us right off the bat we can use 5 dimes, 5 tens, because it's in the tens column. It's on the left side when there's 2 digits. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then we have to add on 2 more. 51, 52. 52 cents. Notice I always start with dimes because that's our biggest amount. We're going to want to start with our biggest amount when counting coins. Good. Let's try one more. Let's try 14 cents. How many tens are in 14 cents? 1 10, right? 1 dime. 10. And then we have to add 4 more. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 14 cents. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Perfecto mundo. Now, I want to try it in a reverse. I'm going to give you coins, and I want to see if you can think from home how you're going to count these coins. This is going to help you on the page that we're going to do after this. This page, this will help you. So, let me put out some coins. Okay, so I've got all these coins. How can I count them? What should I do? First thing I do is sort them. I want to always count my dimes first. So I'm going to put my dimes to one side and then my pennies to the other side because I'm counting my dimes first. How many dimes do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dimes. We know that dimes are 10, so 6 dimes is 60 cents. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So that will be a 6 in our tens column. And now I have to add on my ones. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67 cents. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pennies. 67. Excellent. Let's try another one. I'm going to move these up here. These over here. And now I'm going to bring out some more coins. Mix them all up. Now, what do I do first? What am I counting first? Good, we want to count the dimes first because they're worth the most. So we want to put those on one side. We'll be counting them first. Sort the pennies over to the penny side. Very good. And now we're going to count our dimes first. 10, 20, 30, 40. So that's 4 dimes. Ooh, that was a funny 4. 4 dimes. And how many pennies? Ruh-roh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Uh-oh, I have 10 pennies. What do I do when I have 10 pennies? Can I write 10 over here? No, that's 410 cents. That's not 410 cents. I can't have 2 digits in the ones column. I can only have 1 here, 1 here. So this 1 gets bumped over here, and the 4 becomes a 5. That means I can trade out all my 10 pennies for 1 more dime. What does 4 plus 1 equal? It equals 5, right? So now I have 5 tens 0 ones. This equals 50 cents. Was your mind blown? So I didn't even mean to do that, but that was a good lesson on how you can trade out pennies for dimes to make it easier to count and have less coins, but still have the same amount of money. Very good. Okay, so moving on, you will need your pencil and this page. We are going to count the coins on this page in the same way we just practiced it, but we can't move these coins around, so we'll just have to point to the dimes as we count them. So, start by writing your name and date on the top. And it is December 12/2//20, the year 2020. So it is December 2nd, 2020. And let's take a look. The directions say add the coins. Okay, number 1, we have to add all these coins together and figure out how much they equal. So I'm going to start by counting the dimes first. How many dimes do you see? 1, 2, 3 dimes. That will go in my tens column. Now how many pennies do you see? 1, 2, 3. 3 pennies. 33 cents. It's that easy. Let's count it out so you can count tens and ones and to prove that it's the same answer. Counting dimes first. Every time we count a dime, we touch a dime, we have to count by tens. 10, 20, 30. And now we have to add on ones starting at 30. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33. We get the same answer. Notice I always go left to right when counting. So I start with dimes, left to right, and then I go to pennies, left to right. Good, let's try number 2. We have dimes and pennies. Oh, this one's pretty easy because there's only 3 coins and they're all in order, the biggest and the smallest. 1 dime, same as 10 cents, 10, 11, 12. Or you can say 1 dime and 2 pennies equals 12 cents. Very good. Let's look at number 3. I see 2 dimes and 1 penny. So we still have only 3 coins, just like in number 2, but this time we have a different amount of dimes and pennies. So here I have 2 dimes, 10, 20, and then you add 1 more. So what's 1 more than 20? 21. So we have 21. Or you could say I have 2 dimes, 2 dimes, and then 1 penny. Same thing. And I bet some of you are thinking, hey look, number 2 is the same as number 3, but the numbers are flipped. And you're right, you guys are good at finding those little patterns. Number 4. We have a penny, a dime, a penny. So let's take a look at our dimes first. We have 2 dimes and 2 pennies. So right off the bat you could say that's 22. But if we want to count them by tens and ones, we could say 10, 20, 21, 22. Both ways bring you to 22 cents. Very good. Let's take a look at number 5. Ooh, all dimes, so we just have to count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. 40 cents. Easy peasy, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 dimes and 0 because there's 0 pennies. Good. Number 6. I want you to try this one on your own right now. Let's see how you do figuring this one out on your own. I'm going to give you a second to try it. Okay, did you start by counting those dimes? I hope so. How many dimes do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4 dimes. 1, 2, 3 pennies. Cents. So all of this is 43 cents. Let's check it. Count the dimes again, but count them by tens and then add on the ones. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43. 43, excellent. Try number 7 on your own now. See how you do. Good. Did you look at those dimes first and see 1, 2, 3 dimes and 2 pennies? 3 dimes, 2 pennies. Let's count it out. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32. 3 dimes, 2 pennies, 32 cents. Great work. So I hope I didn't go too fast. I hope there was enough time for you to think through these on your own. But right now I'm going to switch over to our guided practice page. If you'd like to stay on and do this with me, you can. If you want to do this on your own, you can log out of this video and I'll see you later at your next lesson. So if you want to stay on with me, we're doing our guided practice page, so you need your pencil and your page, and we'll get started. Write your name and date at the top. (12/2/20). Give you a second for you to finish. Okay, our number sentences. We always need to find what's important. Underline it. Circle it. Cross out what's not important. So first, we need to find the question that's asking us how something, question mark. And then figure out what is our label, what are we looking for, and is this asking some more or someone away? So let's take a look. Follow along with your pencil on your page as I read. There were 10 apples in a basket. Seth ate 3 apples. How many apples are in the basket now? Draw a picture and write a number sentence for this story. Write the answer with a label. Okay, did you see the question in the story? Find the question mark. There it is. Work backwards. And here's the first word we know because it's an uppercase letter. The word is how. Let's underline the question. How many apples are in the basket now? What are we looking for here? How many what? How many bananas? No. How many apples? Good. Circle apples. How many apples are in the basket? So, how many apples are in the basket now? Let's figure out what kind of story problem this is. We're going to read back through, circle what we need. There were 10 apples in a basket. Is there anything important there talking about apples? Yes, 10 apples. Circle 10 apples. So we need to know how many apples are in the basket now. Right now there's 10 apples in the basket. Let's find out what happens. Seth ate 3 apples. Do you see anything about apples there? 3 apples. Good. Circle 3 apples. So, it says Seth ate 3 apples. If he ate them, are they still in the basket? No. He ate them, so they're gone. They went away. This is a some went away story. So eating them is like minusing them, taking them away. We're ready for our picture. We're going to draw a picture right here of the apples. So How many apples are in the basket at first? 10. Good. So we're not going to draw a basket with apples. We're just going to line up our apples as if we jumped them out of the basket and we're counting them. So to draw an apple, you can do a curve, make a C, and then a backwards C, and then a little loop. Looks more like a red bell pepper, but maybe I need more of a curve to it. There we go. A little bit more apple-y. And we have to draw 10. I hope I don't run out of space. My apples are pretty big. 1, 2. It's okay if you just draw a circle with a line too. That's totally fine. Whatever is quick and easy for you. After you finish drawing them, count back to double check that you have 10 apples. Remember, always check your work. 10. Okay. Now, if Seth ate 3 apples, what do I need to do? Do I draw 3 more apples or take 3 away? Good, we need to take 3 away, so we need to cross out 3 apples. 1, 2, 3. Now we're ready for our number sentence. So what happens first in this story? 10 apples. Good. 10. Apples is a pretty short word, so we don't need an abbreviation. App, double the P, L, E, S. Remember, if we're taking apples away, if Seth ate them, we minus them, minus how many apples? 3. Take away 3 apples. He ate them. Equals how many apples are in the basket now? Well, how many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 apples left. So our answer to the question, how many apples are in the basket now? 7 apples. Great. Once you finish writing all that, we're going to move on to number 2, which is reading that thermometer, what we learned about yesterday. Which number on the thermometer is the temperature closest to? So remember, we're looking for which 10 it's closest to. We want to find that line, and we see what 2 10s it's between. This is between the 4 and the 5, the 40 and the 50, sorry, 40 and 50. Is it closer to the 40 down here or the 50 up here? You're right, it's closer to the 40. It's only 1 line away from 40. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 lines away from 50. So the temperature it's closest to is 40 degrees. Very good. Now number 3, what we're learning today. How much money is this? So, in case you can't remember what these look like, who looks like what, because these are not colored in. Do you remember which coin I said was smaller even though it's worth more? Good. Mr. Dime is smaller. And then the penny, Abraham Lincoln over here, he's a little bit bigger. It's funny, in real life he was actually very tall, so he is bigger. So this is like saying, oops, that dime is black on that side. 2 dimes and 1 penny. Let's count them. If you want, you can look at them and label them too with a D, D, P. Or 10, 10, 1. That might help you when you're counting. So if we have 2 dimes, 1 penny, that's like saying 21. 2 dimes, 1 penny. Or we can count 10, 20, 21. 21 cents. Very good. Number 4, number the clock face. So we're going to start at the 12 on top. Make sure your numbers are small and right next to the line. Now we are showing 10:30. Show 10:30. So if the time is 10:30, that's not 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock on our little clock would look like this, 10 o'clock. But we want 10:30. So that means our minute hand needs to go halfway around the clock, and our hour hand has to go halfway past the hour on its way to the 11. So we're going 10:30, and now our minute hand is halfway around the clock. Our hour hand is halfway on its way to the 11. So to draw that, we're going to draw our hour hand to be halfway past the 10 on its way to the 11. You can draw a dot between those two numbers, connect it back to the dot in the middle. And then, so that's our short hand, our hour hand. And then our minute hand, our long hand, goes straight down to show 30 minutes. Remember, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Good. So our last question, circle all of the odd numbers. So odd numbers, let's count by odd numbers. Whoops. Odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. I'm going to write the 11 here. 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, 29. It could go on and on and on. Remember, it's any number that ends in 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. So do you see any numbers that end in these? Does 15 end in a 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9? Yes, it ends in a 5, so we'll circle it. How about 4? Nope, 4 is even. How about 9? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Yep, 9's odd. How about 18? Ends in an 8. Is that odd? Oh, 8 is even. So not 18. Remember, any number it ends in. So 15 ends in a 5. 5. Oh, 5 is odd. Circle it. 6. Is 6 odd? Nope, 6 is even. What about 3? Is 3 odd? Yep, 3 is odd. What about 8? Is 8 odd? Nope, we know that 8 is even, right? 18 we said is even, so 8 is even. And 11, 11's odd because it ends in a 1. We're always looking at the number that it ends in, the ones column. Look, it makes a nice design. A little X. Very good. If you lasted all 29 minutes and 25 seconds with me, you are such a trooper. Great work today in math. You just have one last page to do, your fact page. This one's a little more challenging. You have to still solve all the answers, the doubles plus one facts. Remember, you check if those numbers are next to each other, find the smaller, circle it, double it, add 1. That's doubles plus 1. So after you find all the answers in both columns, you're going to connect the problems that have the same sum, the same answer. So if the answers are the same, you're going to connect it. And down here, you're looking for the missing addends. So here we're looking either to count on or count backwards. Remember, we use those long frog jumper boards to practice this. But for example, for the first one, blank plus 6 equals 11. You could either start at 6 with your fist and say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 5, so 5 plus 6 equals 11. Or you could start at 11 and count backward 6 times. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Both ways take you to 5 fingers. So, counting forward or counting backward, it's up to you. Once you solve for all of these, you're going to connect the problems that have the same add-ins, the same two numbers that add together to equal the answer. So, good luck on this page. I know that one's a little challenging, but I thank you for tuning in for your math lesson today, and I can't wait to see you guys next week.